Have you ever wondered how multilingual flight attendants manage to communicate with passengers from all around the world? It's truly a feat to behold, isn't it? These dedicated professionals are often the unsung heroes of our global journey, navigating a complex web of languages, accents, and cultural nuances, all while ensuring our safety and comfort. The challenges they face are numerous and multifaceted. Miscommunication is a common hurdle. Imagine trying to explain safety instructions, meal options, or flight details in a language that's not your own. The potential for misunderstanding is, understandably, high. And it's not just about vocabulary. Pronunciation and accents can also pose a significant challenge. Add to this the cultural differences that come into play. Every culture has its own set of rules and etiquettes, and what might be considered polite in one culture could be seen as rude in another. Flight attendants have to be mindful of these differences to avoid unintentional offense. Then there's the mental gymnastics of constantly switching between languages. Picture this. One moment you're speaking French to a passenger, the next you're explaining something in Mandarin, then you're back to English. It can be mentally exhausting, and it requires a high level of linguistic agility. But why do they do it? Well, effective communication is paramount in the aviation industry. It's not just about making passengers feel comfortable, although that's certainly important. It's also about ensuring passenger safety. Clear instructions can make all the difference in an emergency situation. Moreover, it's about creating a positive flight experience. When passengers feel understood and cared for, they're more likely to have a pleasant journey. And in an industry where customer satisfaction is key, this is critical. Overcoming these language barriers is no small feat, but with the right strategies, it is certainly manageable. The multilingual challenge might be tough, but as we'll explore in the coming scenes, it's not insurmountable. It takes a combination of dedication, resourcefulness, and a dash of empathy. But don't worry, we're here to help you navigate this fascinating linguistic landscape. So buckle up, and let's dive into the world of multilingual flight attendants. After all, the sky's the limit when it comes to communication. The first step in navigating language barriers is, of course, learning the languages. Diving into a new language can be quite the endeavor, yet with the right tools and mindset, it can become an exciting journey of discovery. As you embark on this linguistic adventure, remember that there are many paths to learning, and the one you choose should suit your unique style. One practical approach is to use language learning apps. These digital tutors are available at the touch of a button and can provide interactive lessons that fit your schedule. They can guide you through vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and even cultural nuances. And the best part? You can learn anywhere, anytime. But, of course, nothing beats practicing with native speakers. Engaging in conversation with those who use the language daily will not only improve your speaking and listening skills, but will also offer you a glimpse into the rhythm, pace, and melody of the language. So, seek out language exchange platforms, attend language meetups, or perhaps make friends with your international passengers. Immersing yourself in the language as much as possible is another effective strategy. Surround yourself with the sounds and scripts of your target language. Listen to its music, watch its films, read its books. Let the language seep into your daily life, and before you know it, you'll start thinking in it. Now, it's important to remember that learning a language is not a sprint but a marathon. It requires patience, persistence, and lots of practice. Practice, and then practice some more. Even when you feel like you're stumbling over words or struggling with complex sentences, keep going. Every mistake you make is a step closer to mastery. Remember, the goal is not to achieve perfect fluency, but rather to be able to communicate effectively. So don't stress over every missed accent or forgotten word. Instead, celebrate your progress no matter how small. After all, each new phrase you learn, each conversation you hold, brings you one step closer to breaking down those language barriers. But what happens when you encounter a language you haven't learned yet? This is where visual aids and body language come into play. Imagine you're amidst a bustling crowd, 1,000 conversations buzzing around you, and you're trying to explain something important, but there's a hitch. The words you know, the phrases you've practiced, They don't seem to bridge the gap. You're faced with a language barrier, so what do? You improvise. And that's where visual aids come in. Visual aids are like a universal language, a way to transcend words and speak directly to understanding. Signs, pictures, and diagrams can say a lot without uttering a single syllable. A picture, as they say, is worth 1,000 words. Using visual aids is like painting a picture. You're creating an image that can be understood regardless of the language spoken. Need to explain where the emergency exits are on a plane? Show a diagram. Need to illustrate how to fasten a seatbelt? Use a pictorial guide. But let's not forget about body language. Non-verbal communication can be just as crucial, if not more so, than verbal communication. A smile, a nod, a gesture. These are all things that can convey a message without a word spoken. Body language is a universal language, one that we all understand. It's about showing rather than telling. It's about expressing yourself in a way that transcends words. So remember to use your hands, your expressions, your posture. And here's a tip. When using visual aids and body language, always be clear and deliberate. You want your message to be understood, so ensure your signs are easy to read, your diagrams are straightforward, and your body language is unambiguous. Remember, the goal isn't just to communicate, it's to be understood. And these tools, visual aids and body language, can help you do just that. So the next time you're faced with a language barrier, don't fret. Use your visual aids, use your body language, and most importantly, use your creativity to bridge that gap. Visual aids and body language can be powerful tools in breaking down language barriers. Scene script. Despite your best efforts, miscommunications will inevitably occur. When they do, patience and empathy are key. Let's delve into that, shall we? Picture this. You're soaring 35,000 feet above sea level, dashing through time zones, and the passenger in seat 14C doesn't speak a lick of English. They're frustrated, you're puzzled, and the communication barrier is as formidable as the Great Wall of China. In such situations, patience isn't just a virtue, it's your lifeline. It's what allows you to remain calm, composed, and ready to navigate the tricky waters of miscommunication. It's not about how fast you can make them understand, but how well you can. So take a deep breath, slow down, and approach the situation with the patience of a saint. Remember, it's not a race against time, but a quest for understanding. Now let's talk about empathy, that magical ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Imagine being in a foreign land, unable to understand or be understood. It's daunting, isn't it? That's exactly how your passengers might feel. Empathy allows you to tune into their feelings of confusion, anxiety, or frustration. It's your guiding light, leading you on how to respond. A gentle smile, a reassuring nod, a patient ear, these are the markers of empathy. They say, "I see you, I hear you, I'm here to help." Handling these situations with grace and professionalism is an art form. It's about balancing patience with action, empathy with resolution. Here are some tips. First, maintain a calm demeanor. Your composure can be contagious and can help put the passenger at ease. Second, use clear, simple language. Avoid jargon or complex phrases that could add to the confusion. And third, use affirmative body language. A smile, a nod, or a gentle pat on the shoulder can communicate more than words ever could. Remember, a little patience and empathy can go a long way in overcoming language barriers. And in the end, isn't that what being a flight attendant is all about? Helping people, connecting cultures, and making the world a little smaller, one flight at a time. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. We've journeyed through the multifaceted world of being a multilingual flight attendant. It's a role that presents unique challenges, but it's also one that opens up a universe of opportunities to connect with people from all walks of life. We began by acknowledging the challenges that come with the territory. Being a multilingual flight attendant is not just about speaking different languages. It's about understanding different cultures, customs, and ways of communicating. It's about breaking down walls, bridging gaps, and making everyone on board feel comfortable and cared for. We then moved on to practical tips for learning and practicing languages. Remember, language learning is a journey. It's about consistency, practice, and patience. Use language learning apps, join language exchange programs, and don't shy away from making mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn and grow. Next, we delved into the power of visual aids and body language. Sometimes words fail us, and that's okay. A smile, a gesture, a picture can speak volumes. They can break down barriers, promote understanding, and foster connections. So don't underestimate the power of nonverbal communication. We also emphasize the importance of patience and empathy. As a multilingual flight attendant, you're not just a language expert. You're a pillar of support, a source of comfort, a beacon of patience and empathy. Remember, not everyone will speak your language, understand your customs, or share your perspective. But everyone appreciates kindness, patience, and understanding. Navigating language barriers may be challenging, but with these tips in mind, you'll be well equipped to handle any communication hurdle that comes your way. So go forth, embrace the challenge, and remember, every conversation is an opportunity to learn, to connect, and to grow.